Welcome back, everybody, to the Slim Flippers. Dave, how you doing, my friend? Lesson number 4.
Number 4, man, we're going to do some fun stuff today. So it's a little more me asking you questions and talking.
Oh, no. Where were you at tonight?
So where were you? Yeah, hang on a second. Let me put a light on you.
I got one.
So last week we did learn a little bit about inspecting comics. We recognize, basic condition problems and different things like that. But this week we're going to take a look at some different comics and answer a couple questions. What exactly is a comic, and would you buy it at the price being offered, or what would you sell it? I think that's the bigger question, is like, would you buy it and would you sell it, or would you?
Well, before we jump into that, Dave, make sure that people understand what we're going to do, because we talk about this being a 10-part series, but kind of talk about how we're going to do this. So they want to pay attention to these last 2 lessons for sure.
So we figured 10 parts was a lot. So we may have some other discussions though about comics though. So don't think that we won't, because that's always fun. Right. As I can talk about comics all day long. But what we'll probably do is, like, what we're trying to do is get you to a point, Wes, where you learned about comics, you kind of figured out, you bought some, you're kind of looking through them. You're really wanting to get to a point where you understand what you're getting into, and maybe even learn to collect, which is kind of the fun part, because that's what I enjoy now more than even selling them. And then we want to get you to the point where you can understand condition, protect your comics, and then decide, if I'm going to sell this, what am I going to sell it for? How much am I going to do it? What am I selling? And understand the comics that you have. So you want to understand the value of them, the different types and different, what do you have? Do you have a newsstand? Is it a direct issue? Is it a foil? Is it a store exclusive? So we're going to look at some of these different things. A facsimile, which that's always fun to say.
It is a fun word to say. Say it again 3 times.
Facsimile. Anyway, so say it right or people will yell at you. But but last week we did learn how to, inspect a comic and look at some of the conditions. So, and there's a lot. Condition is important. So a comic can be scarce. A comic can be, very old. But if the condition is bad on some comics, it can go from $100 comic to a $5 comic. Right.
And one of those key words could be, and we talked about this over on the Flipping Truth, cracked, right?
Right. Cracked. Could be. It could be. Yes. So we want to be very, very careful on some of these things. So, but anyway, we want to look at it to see, because sometimes the shiny books and all these different things, they make you go, ooh, that could be really expensive, or that could be good. But it turns out they're really not. So, and the bottom line is that, research is key on all this. And to me, for pricing, the best research to use is eBay, period. Because that's what people are willing to pay. It's just what they're willing to pay. And, depending on the condition, you can kind of look at it and see everything on eBay the same way. You can go in there and say, okay, they're willing to pay anywhere between $5 and $10 for this comic. So what am I going to list it at? Right. So, but anyway, one of the most important things we want to do, and we want to kind of question on the books, is, what is the title of the series? What, issue number? What does it matter? Who publishes it? Is it a DC? Is it a Marvel? Is it an independent? Is it an Image? We don't know kind of what era it comes from, so that kind of, is this a Silver Age or is this a Bronze Age? So you kind of understand that that's not as important, but it does have some value to it. Is it a regular cover or a variant? So and the other things that matter even are, is it a first printing? Is it a second printing? Because like there's certain comics that you have just right now that you bought, the Absolute Batman, it's in this 11th printing.
It's the 11th, yeah.
11th. So it's over 400,000 copies.
Though, right?
No, well, I've heard that it's going to go in the 12th printing. So.
Oh.
Yeah,
well,
crazy.
Mine steps up a level then, right?
So it steps up a level. You're going to get 25 cents more for it. But, you got to know what it is. And, and understand the differences between them, because some first printings and second printings look very similar, but there's differences. First printing, second, third, and fourth, they can change up the colors. They change up a little bit of the covers. So there's a lot of things. And then understanding again, the difference between raw and professionally graded, which is fairly obvious. It's plastic. So that's the biggest thing. So anyway, so those are the things that we're going to kind of cover. But so I guess we'll kind of look at it, we're just going to start talking about some stuff, because that's kind of the way I want to jump into this. And I have a stack of comics here that we're going to go through.
Oh,
and I'm going to try and show you a few things. Now, listen, I have notes here, but to be honest with you, my notes don't match up to what I have. So we're going to do this my way.
Okay.
so
I'm glad you made those notes and now you're not using them.
I'm going to ask you about a comic, and I'm going to give you. So here's what's going to happen. I'm actually going to use the app that I told you about. And I will always tell you to get Key Collector. So I'm going to keep telling you to get Key Collector because honestly, that is the best thing you can do. And it is, to me, it's great because it does help you identify keys. And I know this one's not a key, but I wanted to show you the difference. So, all right. So this one right here. This is the Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, issue number 131, part 3 of The Descent. And it's a cool cover. One of the cool things about it is you'll see right away is it's got, whoop, there we go. I'm backwards.
Point it down just a little bit.
There you go. There you go. Can you see it? All right. So Spider-Man in a black outfit, right?
Yep.
All right. So that's one of the things that kind of stands out right now with Spider-Man Brand New Day coming out. Black outfit has been a real popular because there's rumors that could appear. We don't know. But the other good thing about this is this is a newsstand. All right. Yeah. We talked about the difference between a newsstand and a regular issue. And do you think that this comic's worth anything?
What year is it?
I think this one, 1987.
$5.
Well, you're probably right in the mid-range. Now, this is a high grade, so you can see the edges are really good. It's got nice straight corners. Everything's really good on this. There's no scrapes, edges, or bad things. There's no dirt on it. So this is a more or less a higher grade. It's worth about what people be willing to pay, anywhere between $5 and $15. Okay. So, but definitely a good comic, very cool. And, but the important parts that are meant to notice is that, again, the newsstand, and then, this being a black outfit right now. So Spider-Man in his black outfit, that would be, when his, the symbiote outfit. All right. Here's another one.
Star Wars. Good content, right?
Well, this is the movie content. So Marvel did this. This is the issue number 1. But here's something interesting. Do you notice this at the bottom? Oop. I mean, I cannot do this backwards.
All right. It looks like a newsstand box, but it doesn't have anything on it.
Right. So this is called a Whitman, and Whitman was a reproduction. So you'll see the differences, and a lot of times you'll notice it up here, and then the white that's down here is a Whitman. So now, is this one valuable? Yeah, I mean, it's probably not as much as a regular one, but you can kind of see.
Is that when you may have a run of a series and you're missing that certain one and you're going to put those in, or is that where a facsimile comes in?
That would be both. I mean, a Whitman is a good placeholder. This one actually can be a little bit of money. It's not a ton, but they are something. So it is a number 1. And if you were to actually have an actual number 1 of these graded, I've seen them go pretty good money. So a 9 or higher can go for very, very good money, and a regular one. All right. Now this one.
It looks like it's a newer one.
It is. And did you see the...
Yeah, I see the...
Okay. So this is Spider-Man 300, which is a key, and it is a collector, but this is a facsimile and it's a foil. All right. So it is a foil, and there's no question about it.
You're foiling me.
Yes. And it, as far as the price goes on this one, I mean, honestly, they're not terribly expenve, but you can pick these up for decent. Now, this would be a good price
actually on the book. What
the actual price on the book was, I think, on this one was $5.99.
Okay,
but it's the facsimile. So we look at it and see what
you would get much more than that for that.
Probably, no. I mean, actually, I think it was maybe a little bit more because it is a foil, and this is a regular one. It's not the Mexican foil or anything. But I mean, the price on this book is probably anywhere between. You can buy it on eBay from maybe $9 to $15. Now, I did sell a graded one for $100. It was a 9.8. So, but again, it's because it's got a foil. It's a foil cover. It's shiny, right?
And so, did you have your $100 one you sold? Did you have it graded?
Yes.
All right. Why did you grade that one and not that one?
just got this one.
Oh, so you're thinking of doing that one.
I may grade it. Yeah. So I actually sold one. I had one graded before, and just graded it because I wanted to, and ended up selling it. So, all right.
I'm gonna think that's about the same area, $15 or so.
It's around a $30 comic. And what's special about this is kind
of hard to see though. There's so much glare on it.
This is a blind bag. What was a blind bag comic, and it was done the new Mask series, or that was released, and they did a blind bag for Mask. And this is a foil of Rom. This is a remake basically in Image Comics. So originally Rom is done by Marvel, but they've picked it up and they've moved Rom into the Energon universe. So this book now actually has a little bit of value to it. So because it's a blind bag.
Again, because some people might get confused if it's a newsstand. Look at the little small bar on there.
Right. So this is actually a direct issue.
Right.
So these so they don't make newsstands anymore. This is brand new. So this one just came out a couple months ago.
Somebody might look at it and go, "Wait a minute, it's got the barcode right there." And there is.
It was in the top 20 of comics. So we're kind of looking through these different incentive variants and these different ones. So I'm going to show you one that I'm going to actually take it out of the binder so that you can kind of see the whole thing. So, all right.
Ooh, he's getting one out of his binders.
Do you see you see what's special about this one?
Well, the colors obviously pop, but it's
all right. So it is a variant, and it is the Uncanny X-Men number 130, and it's done by, I think this is Unknown Comics, but this one's signed by Nathan Schverde.
Oh, I couldn't tell it's signed.
And part of it. What's really important to have is make sure when you do have one signed that you have the COA. So this is a $25 to $30 book as it is right now, raw. That's an average. Honestly, there's some. Nathan Schverde signs a lot of stuff, and his signature probably isn't as rare as others, but. Would you buy something like that? I mean, that's the thing, is like when you're looking at it, normally this book would probably be I'm guessing if it was in a comic book store, you'd probably be paying about $8.99, $9.99 for it, maybe $10.
I don't think I would buy anything like that because it doesn't, to me, look like a comic per se. It looks like a little mini poster or something.
It does. And so one of the things that you kind of start looking at and you start going, okay, so now we're looking at value, right? So, when we start talking about value and the pretty books, that's what I would call, this is what I call a pretty book. It's pretty, but it's not extremely valuable or anything. And then you get older books, right? Mm-hmm. So this is Wonder Woman number 205. This is a fairly old book. So 20 cents. So now, do you think that having 20 cents on it, does that automatically make it valuable?
No, I do not think so. I think it's got a lot of things that you got to look for. Is it cracked? Mm-hmm. I think the content is good, especially since it is old. In Wonder Woman, it seems to be pretty big, especially since she made a resurgence back on the scene here in later years. That's the original.
The original Wonder Woman. All right, but there's a couple things going on in this one that I'm going to explain to you.
Okay.
First of all, this book ranges anywhere from probably $20 to it could be up to $150.
Okay.
All right. So this book in this condition, I would probably end up selling for between $50 and $60. And there's a couple. There's a couple of things that are going on with it. First of all, it's considered a key, kind of, or a minor key. It's the second appearance of Nubia, I believe. But what's bigger on this one is, do you see what's going on with Wonder Woman?
It's got a major glare on it. Tilt it down again.
There you go. I'm sorry. Do you see what's going on with her?
She's chained to the bomb.
Right. She's tied up, which is what they call a bondage cover. So believe it or not, superheroes tied up on something, it just seems to go for more, and they call it a bondage cover. That's part of the key on this.
Okay.
Drives the value up. All right. Let's see here. I don't even remember if this one is a key. I remember if this one's a key or not. I got to look it up. So hold on, I'll tell you real fast. Oop, that's not where I want to go. Stop. Yep.
Hold on.
I didn't get a chance to look all these up. All right, next book. This is Batman, and this is issue number 293, 35-cent comic.
Well, there's a lot going on there, but I can't figure out what's happening to both of them. Superman's body, Batman's body, and Superman. Uh-oh, they're trapped.
Yeah, they're trapped in this
one.
All right.
Or what?
Yeah, there's a couple of things going on this one, and I think this is Lex Luthor and
Batman actually gets a superpower.
Yeah. So, but there's some on this one that I want to point out is sometimes in these older books you'll see this right here, and that is actually on the book, and there's no way I'm going to get that off. No. But what happened is a lot of comic book stores, especially older ones or like newsstands, they would discount their pricing. Like this is a newsstand, they would discount it, and they would either write it right on the book, or they'd write it over the top of something, or they would, they would put it right on it. So there's a lot of times, or even some comic book stores used to put stickers right on the books. Mm-hmm. So, but CGC will not, for stuff like that, they don't mark off that much for it. So if you were to get it graded, now this book I would never grade. It's got a lot of spine issues. You can kind of see. You could put
something in Superman's hand, make it run all the way up to it, and
you could be like 5 cents. But anyway, this is about a $10 book, and the condition is in between 5 and 10. So, all right, let's see. We got a couple other ones here. I want to show you, and just kind of so you can.
How am I doing so far?
You're doing okay, man. You're doing okay. All right, so now. All right, I'm going to show you another one real quick. And I always like to say, again, I'm using the app because I always like to use the app because I want to remember exactly what I tell you. But, all right, so this one.
Well, that one's got a lot of neat color to it.
It's pretty cool.
The first thing I noticed, 15 cents. 15 cents. The edges, I can't really tell on the edges. They look a little bit. Go to the other side over there.
A little bit blunted, yeah.
Yeah, they look a little bit worn, or whatever you want to call it.
All right, so this,
I don't know, $15 maybe.
So this book is from 1971. It's a John Romita Jr. Cover on this one. Yep. And it is on average right now in the condition it's in between 35 and 80. You can probably get as much as $100 for it if it was in really good condition. So I'm
that one in the condition it in is you're looking at probably what, $30, $35?
I'm probably closer to 50 because when I get done with it, I'm going to have it pressed and clean. Okay. I'll press and clean it and do all that.
I'm just talking about the current condition that it's in.
The current condition it's in, probably 35 to 40. Okay. Because this is hard to find. And it's actually in pretty decent condition, even for the age. I mean, when you start looking at the there's nothing on the spine. I mean, that's really good. They're a little blunted on the corners, and this, like I said, a good pressing will take that out, and a good cleaning. So, but again, 15-cent comic. There's no newsstand on the front, so that one's definitely something that you're not going to see it because that's that old. So it's so old that it doesn't have it. All right, this is another one. I'm trying to see what I remember on this one. All right.
Fantastic Four. Very neat. 15 cents.
This is issue number 102.
102. The edges look good to me. It's got a lot of good content to it. I'm thinking around $40 maybe.
Yeah, this is anywhere between low end $5 to upper end $50 for this book. So again, it's a classic. It's actually one that I think Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were the kind of one of the ones that they collaborated on. But this one is definitely cool. I mean, it's but this is, again, if you were buying this you wouldn't find this probably in a dollar bin, but you might find it in a back issue. And there's Fantastic Four is very, very popular. So let's see, we got one more. We're gonna do one more here.
One more on the Slim Clippers.
Actually, I'm gonna do
Thank you,
two
everybody,
more.
for joining us, by the way. Dave, this is really great of you to continue to do this with me.
We're gonna do two more. We're gonna do two more.
Two more.
I'm gonna talk a little bit about
the foil, like you're talking about.
This one's actually not a foil. It's a
foil?
regular.
I'm all ears.
It's a regular copy.
Okay.
It looks like a
foil from here, though.
Right, so, shiny because of the light.
And that's a one. Is that?
That's a number one.
That's a number one. Okay, I see that. Corners look good.
And if you look at the
Torment,
you can see the artist.
Part 1 of 5. He's in torment. All right, so he's in bondage too, right?
Not enough so much though. But this is a This is a number one Spider-Man. This is the first Todd McFarlane Spider-Man for the single issue for this.
Okay, so I'm gonna give that one. I'm gonna give that one $60 to $70 range.
Actually, this is about a $10 book. Oh. So that's what I wanted to show you.
Let me back up. I'm going to give you about $10 range.
Well, sometimes we get excited because it's a one.
Right.
And then sometimes because I love Todd McFarlane stuff, and Todd McFarlane.
I still think he's in bondage though, so it has to upsell.
He's in spider webs, but
okay, but it looks like a jagged spider web.
Todd McFarlane is a great artist, and he was the one that he founded Image Comics. But originally, he worked for Marvel. He did some work on DC, and he's does great art. But he only did through issue 16 of Spider-Man. So he stayed on it, and then the last issue, number 16, it had "By Todd" on it, and it was the last one that he did, and he actually did it horizontal. So, but he did a whole bunch of different Spider-Man issues and different books and stuff. And some people, and the reason I brought this one up is that because he's such a popular artist, there's a lot of people that will collect Todd McFarlane. So if you see a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man or Amazing Spider-Man, one of those, I typically grab them if they're priced.
There's not that many out there, right?
I would look them up. Well, there is. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I have almost all of his Spider-Man. I collected him basically when I've been collecting them.
Okay.
So, all right. This is the last one we'll look at. Maybe we'll look at some more later. All right. So, what do you see about this one?
Venom. Let's see. A little bit far away. I can't see. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
And we have that. Now in his own limited series. So Venom's got his limited series.
Right.
I think that's good. It's pretty clean. It looks like it's got foil.
Yep.
Okay. I'm almost going to hit middle of the road. I'm going to go 50 on that one.
Believe it or not, it's about a $15 book.
I said 50.
But, and again, I wanted to show you a couple number ones. So this has got a lot of stuff going now. First of all, Venom is a very popular character, and I typically will pick these up. Now, I have 2 full series of these. Okay, so I have 4 of these number ones, and I had one graded. I just sold one for 105. So, and it was graded a 9.8. Now this one, I don't think I can get a 9.8. I don't know. Maybe it's pretty clean, but I don't know. The foils are really hard. So for grading wise, if you were going to send it in, the most important thing is the spine on these, because what happens is because it's foil, you can barely bend it and it will crack.
It'll just crinkle and crack.
Right. And it cracks and it creates a color break in there. And this one actually is pretty clean. It can be pressed, but you have to be very, very careful with them. But it can be pressed and cleaned. And this one it'd be a 9.6 or 9.8, but it's worth about $15 on eBay. Now,
so if you did all the pressings and you went and had it graded and it ends up at 9.6, 9.8, where's the price at on that now?
A 9.6 would probably, if it presents well, it probably wouldn't get much more than 60, but a 9.8 got 100 and 100. Actually, I think 105.
Well, I'll stick by my 50 original.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be done. I mean, there's some other ones and other examples, and I was just looking to see if I could show you one more example. So what I'm trying to get at is sometimes the number ones are great, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes that, one of the things you might want to look at is like
what you're doing.
Just a book like this. Mm-hmm. That's a virgin, and the reason it's a virgin is there's no writing on it. Okay, right. So this is a virgin cover, and the hardest thing about finding books like that is like you're trying to identify them. What you really have to do is you kind of have to almost look at the actual book, and you go to the industry page you can go here and see what book it is. You can kind of see the book, right? Or you can look at the back cover and you can see. So, but this one is Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 49.
See, I think them just leaving the title off takes away from it.
It turns it into a piece of art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
like
my opinion.
A small poster to me, you know?
It is. And some people don't like these and some people do. Now, this book sells for between $12 and $18. So there's nothing special about it, nothing on there. So anyway, looking at all like these different books, there's a lot of these different things that you kind of have to understand. And that's why I always say use the app. Now, I don't have every single book memorized. There's no way you can.
Well, but you see so much of it, David,
right,
day after day, and it's a methodical process to where you've seen it over and over, and you're getting very well versed at it. So,
right. But
I'm 4 lessons in here.
Right.
I'm at least in the conversation. So.
Exactly. And you can download the free version of Key Collector. There's a couple things. There's some things you can't do on it. There's some things you can do on it. But you can kind of use it to go in and at least kind of see what's there. And they want you to use the app because eventually they want you to do it. For the price, $39 a year is pretty cheap for an app that tells you everything you want to know about comics. And that's one of the things that I like about Key Collector. But I always say the tools are the most important. But one of the things you'll start learning as you go through, and as you're starting to look at books, and especially if you're starting to buy collections, or that would be one of the biggest things that I would say that your next thing that you're going to want to do is buy a bigger collection, because buying 1 or 2 comics at a time, you're not going to be able to, if you're looking at some point to be able to flip comics, you got to buy bigger collections. Because what happens, for instance, I just bought off of Facebook Marketplace. I bought from a guy that actually lives in Washington, and I bought a full short box from him, and I paid $180 for the full short box, and I have about $500 worth of comics in there. So he's selling off his collection, but there's a lot of different variants and different things in there. So what I'm doing is I get them and I go, oh, all right, these I'm going to keep. These are from my collection, and then these I don't. So that's what ends up happening when you buy like these big collections. So Wes, we've talked a little bit about comics and the different things and the different types of comics. And we're trying to work you into being maybe a collector or, reselling comics. But this week, one of the things I like to see you do is go into Facebook Marketplace, identify some comic bundles that you might be able to purchase. There's some larger buys, not huge, but use a little AI, go in there and try to identify some of the comics and see if there's any value in those. And then, see what the asking price is. And you bring them back to me and tell me if it's something that you would do. Try to estimate the condition and all that. And then next week, one of the things that we're probably going to learn how to do is to create listings, learn how to photograph them a little bit, how you price them, how I price them, and then how you package and mail them.
All right. We can do that. I'm looking forward to it. So there's lesson 4 in the books. Appreciate you, Dave. Y'all can find him over on the Breeze Flippers over on YouTube. He's got a lot of great little shows going on over there. So get over there and give Dave your time and a subscription to him as well. So Dave, thank you so much, my friend.
I appreciate you letting me be here. So, all right. Thanks.
Take care. And we appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.